This month we honor Black History, a time we often look back on stories of Black excellence that shaped our world. But if you take a look around you right now, Black history is now. 4 Black women currently hold Chief Equity Officer roles in key offices that are the pulse of Atlanta. I talked to them inside State Farm Arena with the perfect backdrop, the newly unveiled MLK Wall. While we recognize our history, these 4 women are part of pushing the movement forward. There's a new kind of CEO in town. Matter of fact, there are 4 of them.
Chief Equity Officer.
4 Black women filling a space that's never been occupied in 4 of Atlanta's most significant offices. They are all the first Chief Equity Officers, starting with the Mayor's Office, Atlanta Public Schools, the Atlanta Beltline, and Invest Atlanta.
It's dynamic. I don't know of any city in the country really that has what we have going on this quad.
This sister circle formed after Khadira Abdul-Rahim was the first to officially put the Chief Equity Officer role on the books with the city of Atlanta. She realized she wasn't alone.
This is certainly a moment. I talked about the social storm that's been created. I think that we can create an equity storm to trump that storm and really pave a blueprint for a new civil rights agenda for this city and for this world.
And to receive Khadira's email, it just made me say, okay, we're all in this together, and somebody wants to tell this important story for the next generation. I think it's hugely important.
Following the explosion of the social justice movement surrounding the murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery, the push to fill diversity, equity, and inclusion roles skyrocketed in 2020. According to the professional networking site LinkedIn, diversity roles are up 71% over the last 5 years.
I often worry that our roles will be reduced once the moment is gone. And what I want to say today is that it cannot.
Dr. Tauhida Baker-Jones's role also includes the title of Social Justice Officer with Atlanta Public Schools. Data shows within APS it would take 128 years to close the gap between Black and white students.
And helping folks recognize that this work isn't about baiting, shaming, or guilting. We did not create these barriers. We did not create these systems. We inherited them.
Getting that message across has been one of the greatest challenges for this group of women.
To have a group of sisters that said, no, stick in there. You know, I want to encourage you and inspire you to stay motivated. The work that you're doing is having movement.
As our society works to better understand the need for diversity, equity, and inclusion roles and how they benefit our society as a whole, these 4 women with one vision say it's really simple and all comes down to this.
The only thing that I encourage you to do is make decisions based on people's humanity and dignity. And if we can start there, that will take us a long way.
They are so impressive. Big roles, important roles, but often roles that are not welcomed within organizations. How do they handle that?
And that's the part. It's the pushback. It's reinforcing why you're in the room, why the role was even created, because all of them had to create their own agendas because they are the first. And that's really been the huge part where they're trying to, really take off the veil and say, this is why. And the data is astonishing. I couldn't even get to all the numbers that show why these roles are so important. When you look at the numbers really tell the true story about why these offices said, hey, it's time for us to get these roles into place. And so not only are they doing the work, but they're proving why the work is necessary.
You said 128 years to close the gap for these kids. Like that is a number.
Yeah,
All
Cheryl.
Right. That was a great story, Aisha. Thank you
you
so much. We have more online as well.